And the Buffalo Police Athletic League is excited to be the second PAL affiliate to launch the Forward Critical Conversations initiative.
This is supported and is doing good things for the community. We actually had an officer who said, I stayed on the force after going through this program.
I don't want to be too long-winded. I'm just Officer McKnight. You know me probably more than anybody at the table. You know me a little too, but neighborhood engagement team, BPD. I've been an officer about 6 years, but I turned 34 this year, so that means 27, 28. I wasn't an officer, so 27 years of my life I wasn't a cop. So just keep that in mind too. But grew up in Buffalo, Erickson, like 48 Erickson, my grandmother's house on Northumberland, in the city, all around the city. Growing up, I kind of grew up like everyone grew up, but I won't say I was like a star athlete. I really wasn't that good at swimming. I seen you had the goggles earlier. I played ball, don't get me wrong, but it's like I probably played ball like you. Like I was alright, but I ain't trying to put you on blast. I did my thing, you feel me? But I wasn't elite. I think that can sum it up as far as like I can keep going, but that's just that. Right now, we just having an open discussion about what's on the paper. So I'm gonna ask the first question. I guess this is the talking piece to where everybody can, share. I want to hear what everybody got to say. I don't know how much time we got though, so it's like if y'all can say it as efficient as y'all could, we can hear from everybody. First question: do you think that freedom of speech applies to every environment or situation? Make sure you grab the talking piece. And grab it. When you want to talk, grab it. And at any point, if you feel like you want to pass it, pass it. It's cool. But when it comes, let it come out. If there's nothing there, you don't gotta force it. Don't force nothing.
No, because I feel like there's a time and a place where you should say stuff.
Yeah, you should know when you're supposed to say certain stuff, but it don't negate the fact that you only control your reaction to things. So somebody else saying something shouldn't be an issue. Like, it should just be words. So you should be able to say whatever you want, whenever you want, if it's freedom of speech. I don't know.
So I like it. I liked it.
I say yeah, because it's like, if you want to say something and everybody don't agree, it's like, I don't know how to say it. But it's like, if you want to say something, it's like, and it's a group of people like this.
Like this, okay.
If you want to say something and everybody disagree,
yeah,
you say it to try to everybody on the same page as you. Tell them why you think it's different.
Okay.
Yes and no. Yes, because some situations you should be able to say some things, whatever is on your mind, and then some other situations you really shouldn't be saying things because it shouldn't.
Can you say whatever you want to a friend at school, or should the school regulate your interactions with others? I want to talk too, because I hear what y'all saying.
Yes.
And it's like, as far as that, you can't control how y'all interact. But like you said, I can't allow you to just be disrespectful to this person or do whatever you want. So in a sense, it's censored. It is, censored, but it's like, how do we draw that line on what could be said or shouldn't be said?
You can't really. That's what I'm saying. When you even try to draw that line, it don't really work. because you can't really dictate what made somebody else mad unless you're that person. Like, so it's like we could be joking around in class, and I could have had asked you for some help, and you could have been like, "No, stupid," as a joke, like you my man, so like just joking, like it's a test. You don't need to be asking me for no help, and somebody else could take that the wrong way, like you just call him stupid. But it's like so it's like I don't know. I mean, I get that you have to censor it because it's still a school building, but at the same time, it's like you try to draw that line, it's gonna be a different line every time you draw it.
Yeah, because nowadays I can call you stupid and you don't take it the wrong way, but if anybody else takes it the wrong way, it's an issue.
Yeah, it's an insult.
It's an insult. So yeah, that's an important. Listen, I like that. Anybody else want to talk about it?
That's basically what I said.
Yeah. Just like with freedom of speech and environments. Right now, on camera, I can't really talk too crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like I have to tone it down. As a cop, I gotta tone it down. As a student in this environment, I kind of gotta tone it down. You know, so. All right, number 3. Is it okay to say or post things in self-defense?
Example, right?
So, okay, my bad. Example. If Maria keeps trying to bully me, I will crush her until she cries.
They try to keep it as PG as possible.
Right. That's
Nah, cause I don't like no matter like I don't think it's like you should like post things on the internet, because like the internet could obviously lead to all different parts of the world, like somebody's personal business just because they said something about you. But that's just childish.
I hear you.
I feel like self defense should be only used for like from a physical standpoint. Like you can't really call like somebody insults you, I insult you back. You can't call my insult self defense. I mean, your words shouldn't really hurt me unless I let them hurt me. Like I don't know. It's kind of you got to get what I'm saying. It's like okay, cool, right? You insult me. Self-defense is just saying like, oh, it's okay for me to insult you just because you insulted me. It's still an insult both ways. So it's not really self-defense. You're not really defending yourself because nothing really harmed you. Like you're not really hurt. You're not bleeding. So I don't know I don't know. It's weird. Unless you're calling it emotional self-defense, then that's something different. But it's like they didn't really do anything to you. You're not hurt in any physical manner. So why are you?
But you wouldn't know, depending on that person.
Yeah, it's another one of those depending on where you draw the line situations. It's like
Take stuff differently.
Yeah, but even then though, even if something was to hurt you emotionally, I don't think that it would be okay to just say something back. Like 2 wrongs don't make a right. Just because it hurt you don't mean it was okay.
Right. Everybody don't get that.
Yeah.
That's a man.
Anybody else?
I'm not sure if I really truly understand this question to even speak on it. Is it okay to say or post things in self-defense? I mean, it basically just sound like, is it okay to respond to something? Like, yeah, I mean, it's okay to respond to something.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
I can, if you say something to me, I can say something back to you. My bad, I should have had the ball. But I just think at some point, we all just gotta be mindful of what we say. So that's not even, I don't know. I'm gonna move on. Okay, what consequences might be involved if you respond to something, maybe, I don't know, maybe emotionally,
Out of anger.
What can be the consequence of that?
Like, is it like physical anger?
It could, I mean, I guess physical anger could come from that. If, basically if he did something and then you thought it affected you, and then now you respond to him by saying something, whatever, or maybe you respond physically, I don't know. But now what's the consequence of that if you do that? or anybody,
Well, it depends on exactly what you say. Like
if somebody say something about your mom, I guess. No,
I'm saying like you was like, if I respond, what's the consequences of that, right? It depends on how I respond. If if I respond in a way that's like, I don't know how you, like, if I try to antagonize the person or try to make them as mad as I was, then we never know, depending on which setting we in. Like, if we out somewhere in public, like in the mall, I could get arrested. Or if we in school, I can get sent to detention. It depends. Like, because you said consequences. The consequence depends on where you at. Because there ain't no, because if we really think about it, if we at a park and no adults around, what's the consequences of me yelling back at him? Nothing. So it just depends on where you at with the consequences.
Yeah, I mean, I say yelling back at who? At this person?
Yeah, like the person that insulted me. Like, it depends on where we at.
It depends on where he take it.
Yeah, no, not even where he take it. It depends on like where we at when he insults me. Like, say we're sitting right here and he insults me. We're technically in a school building. He could get in trouble with a teacher. If we're outside, there's no adults around. The consequences aren't going to be a teacher because there's nobody around.
The consequence is going to be that maybe you do something to him, right?
Yeah, like something different. Yeah,
So,
like
yeah.
it could be anything. It depends though.
Or yeah,
Depends on the setting.
I guess I'm
consequence.
Not to get physical.
Yeah, then that's something different.
and that's different.
Then you getting caught.
Yeah, that's see.
Ooh, okay. I mean, yeah, but in a sense, control. I mean, we all got the right to. What are your thoughts about students using their clothing to express themselves at school? I mean, because I can ask more. It says, what about cannabis and gang affiliation? But it seemed like the first part we got to answer, and then the next part we got to answer. So, how do y'all feel about, I mean, I guess fashion, like, you know, your fashion to represent you as a person. Like, y'all want to talk about that? Somebody.
It's good. Everybody don't have everything else. Yeah, go ahead.
I feel like you should be able to wear whatever you want to wear as long as it's not like over excessive. Like, you don't need to wear certain things that's like you just don't need to wear. It's not what you need to.
What's over excessive?
Like you know how like people have like the chains on them, like that's I don't like to swear like over excessive.
Some people might like that though.
Yeah, I know.
So that's what I mean. We kind of gotta just start defining everything with this culture, because I don't know what over excessive is to you. Just like, over excessive is a crazy word to say to a cop, especially with use of force. Over excessive. So it's like people might say what I'm doing is over excessive, but it's like, who are you to determine that if you're not in that situation? You know. But don't get me wrong. I know I can take it overboard in general, and I know anybody else could. So when you're in a position, sometimes that can come with it, because if you're under, like let's say if you're not as excessive. That's just like doing something halfway. Like we playing basketball and I'm not giving my whole, and you going hard. You feel me? That's gonna hurt me. You get what I'm saying? So it's like sometimes as a cop, you don't want to go too light either. You know, so,
I feel like you should be able to wear whatever you want as long as it's appropriate inside of school. Like, because we're talking about a school setting, so it should be appropriate. Like, no crop tops, no, like, boxers, like, you know what I mean? It's like,
you can't come in pajamas. What about pajamas?
I mean, as long as it's appropriate, like.
No, outside of school.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Inside of school, I don't think you should be wearing pajamas, but I see people in pajamas every day, so I don't really care. It's none of my business what you do, but I just want it to be appropriate, because I don't want to see nobody with you know what I mean, out like.
Oh, yeah. From that standpoint, too, yeah.
I mean,
sexually appropriate. Yeah.
The clothes situation, I feel like the schools kind of already got it down packed. I mean, certain stuff that you just not supposed to wear, they already got stricken. But I feel like I don't know, since we already getting wanded at the door.
Yeah.
Since we already getting wanded at the doors, the hoodies shouldn't be that big of a deal. Some people just wear hoodies. Some people need hoodies because their hair not cut every day. So I don't know. I feel like certain stuff should be changed. Like, for example, one of my issues is that when it's hot, I wear tank tops sometimes when it's real hot, like in the summer, and they don't let you do that. But like, what's really inappropriate? My shoulders. Like, it's like, yeah, like my so like it's just like
skin showing.
Yeah, they saying like too much skin. I feel like that it's, I don't know. I feel like they really got it down pat.
It could you know, somebody else may not feel comfortable with you walking around like that. It's your fellow peers. You know what I'm saying? You get to wear his shirt. I don't want to take my shirt off with my beard. You know what I'm saying? And females, like, I'm not able to do none of that. You know what I'm saying? Crop tops or whatever the case.
Yeah, but like my stomach being out and my shoulders being out is a completely different argument. Because it's not like the tank top don't cover, like from here down. It covers everything. So like the only thing that's out differently in a tank top is my shoulders, literally.
Like if you ripped your sleeve off,
It's a tank top.
and then now it's like, so you're telling me I can't rip my sleeves off? I hear you.
Yeah,
I hear
so
you.
I feel like the clothes situation is kind of good the way it is, but I kind of am against the hoodies a little bit, and like I think it's weird that we can't wear a tank top when it's hot. Like only when it's hot. I get it if it's cold. Now it's like, why you trying to show off? But when it's 70, 80 degrees outside, we sweating in class, like I can't wear a tank top. It's like, I don't know.
Some people might have a little beater on and too much is showing. You got boxers showing, the braids, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, people. Yeah, nah, it's a lot of.
You feel me? Like
Some
the beater on, you know what I mean?
But now it's like all of this questioning, basically, it's like, why is it that you get to decide? Because now it's like the school is deciding what is appropriate, right?
Mhm.
And from a student standpoint, it's like, why is that?
Yeah.
If you're not the one in this situation, you're not in the classroom seat hot because this is going on to where you even want to wear a beater. So it's like they don't even understand you.
Yeah.
But the crazy thing is like I understand you. I understand what it's like to be in all y'all seats. Maybe, I mean, obviously not from a female perspective, but as a lot of other things. Somebody with hair, somebody that's black, somebody that's whatever. I done been overweight, underweight, like all types of stuff, So next, my bad. Okay, what about cannabis and gang affiliation? That's a go.
I feel like all the gang stuff and like smoking, like keep that outside of school. Don't bring it in an environment where other people want to learn and like go beyond, like go to college and do all that stuff.
I feel like when you like walk into the school buildings, like the school doors, you leave that out of the building. Like this is the place you learn to get good grades and do right for yourself. None of that gang stuff and none of that.
I just feel like gangs in general, they don't make sense to me. I really don't. I don't see like what do you get out of it? Like you go outside, you basically decided to pick a street, call it your street, pick a street which you don't own, call it your street, and then terrorize people for being at that place or just doing it don't make sense. It's the weirdest thing. It's like you like just looking for an issue. It really is. It's like because they were gonna come up and down that street whether you decided to make a gang on that street or not. So it's like you just want somebody to bother. I feel like it's a little man's mentality to be in a gang. It really is.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, you never know where people come from. You know what I'm saying? All right.
That's you.
You don't know where people come from. So, you know what I mean? May be the only child at home. You don't have nobody to grow up with. And these people that you see out that you grew up with are part of other people, like, you know what I mean? Like brothers, or they call themselves their brother. You just grew up in the same neighborhood. And now you just being affiliated with them or just knowing them, you can be represented as part of that organization and be misguided, or somebody can take it the wrong way because you hang around with them. So it's the choices that you make and who you hang around with, knowing what they doing. You know what I'm saying? Because you can put yourself in a bad predicament just for living on the street, just by knowing that person. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I mean? It depends where your background, where you're coming from. You know what I mean? Everybody has different reasons why they do different things. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, your reasoning why you saying it's a bad thing could be a complete opposite of somebody else. You know what I'm saying? This is why I'm doing it. Because I ain't got nobody in my corner to help me out. They've been there for me. They gave me $2. You feel what I'm saying?
With the gang stuff, I just don't care for it. Like, don't bring it in school. It's not something that needs to be going down in school. With cannabis and stuff like that, again, that's just not something that should be going down in school. That's it.
What you doing? I'm just gonna try to give a different perspective, because as a cop talking about gangs is one thing, but just thinking back when I was growing up thinking about gangs, I could see why you know, you would want to be in a gang. Like I'm an only child, so I grew up dope, and it's like outside it was like a lot of people had brothers, cousins, whatever, everybody together doing their thing, and it's like you an outsider. So it's like, you know, if you get involved, like, oh, I'm with y'all, you know, I'm kind of okay, because now people not jumping me, they not trying me a lot, because I got a group of people with me. So it's like that's what make you want, you know. And then now as time go on, but as part of being affiliated with something, it's like, what are you gonna bring to the table? A gang could be a good thing. Like, a gang is not different from a fraternity, right? or a basketball team, or a police department, right? A organization. It's a group of people, and it's like, what are you doing? That's how I feel about gangs. But the gangs nowadays, they just want to be part of something that people fear and respect, and they want the girls, and they want to be able to, you know, when you got numbers, you can do a lot of stuff. Don't get me wrong. But we don't got enough time for that. I can put y'all on. Anybody else want to talk about? Oh, and cannabis. I feel like I don't want to even talk about cannabis. I don't know. If you can do it and be productive, if you can't be productive doing it, you don't need it. So cannabis is legal now. I don't know if you're doing it for clout. No, but know what you're doing. Understand cannabis. People don't even understand cannabis. Cannabis, as far as like the fat solubility with cannabis, it stays in your system. Like alcohol, you can drink it, and within 24 hours, it's gone. Cannabis, like after some time, it may take months. So it's like, and that's gonna affect you psychoactively. Like, people don't know that, but it's addictive drugs, and it's addictive. Gateway. People think like, oh, obviously, if I try one thing, if I already tried weed, I would try something else. People are like, how's it a gateway? Trust me, it's people that's my age smoking work. So in what situation do you see yourself exercising your right?
If I get pulled over and realize like somebody not doing something accordingly.
How bad?
Like, I done been in that situation before, where it's like, I'm the only man in the car because I was raised around girls, whatever. So with that being said, like, even though I wasn't the one driving, I still was like paying attention, making sure everything was going right. I done been in a situation where it was like, nah, you can't do that. You're not allowed to do that. You don't have a warrant to search. You can't just access to step out of our vehicle with no probable cause for no reason. It's like, if you have probable cause, cool, but if you don't, then I'm sorry, I don't have to.
I can't. I don't have to do it.
Yeah.
Now I get to make the choice.
Yeah. So I done been in that situation before where it was like, because I know what I'm talking about sometimes, that I was able to, figure out what we was doing. But other than that, I mean, not really. That's one of my only experiences for real like that.
When you exercise your rights, what consequences might be involved with you exercising your own rights?
You might get arrested because, I'm black.
Okay. Listen, I believe it. It says, should kids be allowed to say whatever they want to their parents and be protected by free speech? What about social media?
I feel like you should be able to say whatever you want, but towards your parent, you should have to have some type of respect. But as in social media, no, I don't know.
Okay. For Deshaun, should there be rules and restrictions when it comes to your right of free speech, or should you be allowed to express yourself however you feel?
I feel like there should be rules to, I don't know. Yeah, I feel like there should be rules, but the rules are it's kind of hard to create rules for something like that. I feel like there should be, but it's hard to actually create any, because everybody is going to have a different opinion on them. So the rule is going to get broke either way.
Yeah, I like that. It says, based off of what he was saying, what consequences might be involved from trying to limit someone's speech?
Like, that would kind of be disrespectful, and they will probably like get aggravated or something, and then say something like towards to the other person that interrupted them disrespectfully, and then y'all probably will keep going back and forth.
Yeah.
And it's probably get to fighting, and it'll be more consequences. Y'all fighting to getting arrested or stuff like that.
I like that. Thank you. How does freedom of speech play a part when it comes to police and citizens? It says, do you and the police have the right to say what you want to say?
I mean, yeah, but then yet again, police, if y'all like say the wrong certain things and then like go viral, whatever, then y'all can get bashed or whatever, and y'all get hit harder with the law from whatever y'all do, because y'all should know the law because y'all enforce it.
Exactly. She don't know it. Yeah.
Citizens, either way, they say whatever they want whenever they're getting arrested because they feel like they should have freedom of speech. Even if they're wrong, they'll still say whatever they want.
Yeah. Does foul language play a role? So as far as being able to, it says, the last question is, how does freedom of speech play a part when it comes to police and citizens? Do you and the police have the right to say what you want to say, right? So he said, yeah, but then probably no too, right? But now it's like when we involve foul language, like somebody cussing you out, what's that going to do to the situation?
It's going to escalate the situation, but at the end of the day, I feel like as a police officer, you should be able to handle that because you handle it on a daily basis.
I agree. That it's my job to stay composed, but as an officer, sometimes the human side slip out, and I give you that. So, but you're right. As all cops should be able to deal with a little bit of cussing or whatever nowadays. Do you think officers have any obligations if they disagree with a citizen?
Yes and no, because like.
Let me add. I'm sorry. Because now they brought up the KKK. So now, okay. Oh. What if the officer rock with the KKK and
what?
They do you think officers have any obligations if they disagree with a citizen, right? So it's like if a citizen is KKK, like
I know what that means.
And then it's like, do you think are they okay to disagree with that?
I mean, like, are you saying like they're a part of the KKK and they're trying to have?
No, I'm sorry. At first, that's what I thought.
Right.
But I'm saying if the citizen is a member of the KKK, and as an officer, is it okay to disagree with them?
Yes. Yeah, I guess so. But I don't really know how like that question is like kind of.
I know but now I was thinking like, should I be biased? Like if I come, if somebody with the KKK.
You should be able to like, you can't really like project your beliefs onto a citizen because you're a police officer. So you have to like stay composed or something like that. So I'd say yes and no, but as far as it goes, no.
Understood.